Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of my Ocarina of Time any percent tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at the bottle split and the enter Deku tree split. Now, before I begin, I just want to kind of offer a little bit of a disclaimer into this section. This section is a lot about movement, and some of the kind of movement in this section is sort of randomized based on the chicken's movement. But, that being said, I've noticed a lot of tutorial videos that explain the kind of bottle section of the run usually call the cuckoos like super randomized and RNG based, and like that isn't really helpful because it's not totally true. Like there's RNG in the run, but like how you're kind of moving through the cuckoos, like you're able to manipulate their kind of movement a lot by what you're doing, and that's important. So like there's definitely a ton of this is probably like the most RNG in this run and in this category, but you still need to kind of control that to the best of your ability. And like I myself, for example, have improved a ton and had more consistent times just by sort of getting better at that set movement. So it's clearly not just RNG. Before I begin, I just wanted to say one other thing. Since this is about movement, oftentimes when you pick up the chicken, you're no longer able to roll or anything like that, which means that sometimes backwalking is the more ideal way to... Oh man, that's annoying. More ideal way to kind of move around, and backwalking is... But unfortunately, backwalking isn't always the right choice, because backwalking you need to accelerate a bit once you start moving. Like there is kind of an optimal speed that you have to reach at first. And if the angle isn't good, it might not be worth it to backwalk. So kind of use backwalking sparingly and watch, as I've said before, watch the movement of like pro players and see kind of what they're doing and try to emulate that yourselves. One final thing, and I'm just going to open up the save state here, and this is another important thing to pinpoint. Let me find this chicken manipulation. Here we are. When you're holding a chicken like this, it kind of controls the movement of other chickens, and that can be like especially useful. Like say for example, I don't have full targeting on this. That's so annoying. So say I throw this chicken, right? Let's make a save state. It's gonna kind of just randomly move like this. It happened to move forward, but if I picked up another chicken, I could kind of control its movement. You see how it's kind of moving in a different way, like, and now it's following me because I have the chicken itself is kind of like scaring the chicken, I guess. So that's another really important thing to think of when you're doing movement, is like the chickens themselves kind of control stuff, and I'll bring that up. The final thing, and again I'll bring this up in a little action, is these kind of NPCs move like on rails back and forth the whole way through, and so they're kind of a good way to mark like how fast you're going. Like if you reach this area before this guy you reach the stairs before he's running up them, like you're moving kind of fast and that type of thing. So I'll just keep that in mind. But anyway, right now I'm going to show you kind of a decent, good example of chicken movement and break down all the important stuff along the way. So hope this helps. Okay guys, so here's some cuckoo movement that I recorded. This cuckoo was pretty far away, and that's because of RNG or luck. Then I just turned around and backwalk, and you try to get as straight an angle as possible, and this angle really wasn't the best, unfortunately. From there I turned around and I threw this chicken off the left corner kind of diagonally, so that when it would run all the way up the stairs. I don't know if you can tell from that picture, but I tried to kind of do it the best. So then from there I ran forward, and I'm going to go roll into this box because there's another chicken there. As I walk forward, this chicken will walk away from me, and you want to make sure that happens so that it goes in the right place as well. And then you're just going to side hop left a bunch of times. Now you can see there's a workman over here. That's a good way to kind of figure out if you're doing fast or slow. If he was way behind you, like if you got there first, you're going fast, and there unfortunately I was going a bit slow. Then you're going to grab this chicken and make your way over to the top of the house. Now when you're going off the house, if you jump kind of too early, you'll actually hop up. So what you want to do is make sure that you're kind of just sort of walking off the edge as opposed to jumping, because it takes a bit longer. So you'll see me just sort of walk off the edge. And then from here to take both these chickens and do a hard right. So just going to hit hard right on left on your control stick. So see how it's facing directly left? You're going to do that for this one, and then you're going to see me pick up the same thing and hit hard left again and do that. That just makes sure that they go right to the kind of left side and up the fence. Then you're going to turn around and make sure they're going the right way and backwalk there again. From here it's nothing too difficult. You're just going to try to put all these chickens into the little pen area and do that as quick as possible. Sometimes the chickens can be a bit annoying and hard to pick up. And then off in the distance you can see another workman. Ideally you want to, like if you can see in the top corner, you want to get there before he's going up the stairs. That's another way to tell if you're going fast. It's not hugely important, but it's just a fun little indicator that I use to see how good I'm doing at that moment. Then you're going to pick up this chicken and avoid talking to Anju, the cuckoo lady, and backwalk again up the stairs. Now you usually can see, once you see the box, you can kind of turn around. It's a little after the box. And then from here, you're going to do another hard left to throw the chicken, and that will make sure it's in the right position. So again, hard left and throw the chicken like this. Then you're going to hop down and grab another chicken, and don't do that. And from there, you're going to make your way up the stairs, and this is another little one. You're going to throw it right in the kind of middle of that line. Like you see that little line, the red line right there? You're going to throw it in the middle. It's okay if it's a bit to the left or right, but don't kind of throw it anywhere else. You want to kind of line up with that, and then the chicken will usually run to the right spot. Once you've done that, from there you're going to climb up and roll once, and then move a bit to the top left so that you can climb up onto that ladder. And this is again bad RNG. The cucco was kind of far away. It could be right at the base of the ladder, or the top of the ladder. Then you're going to jump down here, drop the chicken, and try to throw it in line with that chicken. So see, I didn't do it perfectly. And then right here you're going to see me slash my sword, and that makes that slash just kind of speeds up the process a bit of the chickens moving, and it's just really helpful. From there, there's not too much left to see. You're just collecting the chickens, trying to avoid Andrew's text, and just getting the bottle. And I hope that was helpful, and I hope that explains how to do chickens. Okay, so now that you've gotten the bottle, you're just going to go end the Andrew text, roll, and turn around to backwalk. And you'll notice that once Andrew disappears, over there, you just saw her disappear, that's when you can turn around to roll, and that's a little indicator of how close you are to the rock. Then you're just going to throw away the rock, equip the bottle, catch some bugs, and then save and reset your console to save warp back to your house. Alright, so now that you've dealt with the chickens, guys, and you've gotten a bottle with bugs in it, and 40 rupees, you're now ready to go buy the Deku shield at the shop. So when you exit Link's house, there's two kind of movement patterns you could take. First is to hold up left and then side hop a bunch of times. And then like roll like this. And eventually, don't bonk there. And eventually you side hop. Oh my gosh. This is terrible, but you're going to side hop like that. Kind of around that area. And then enter the door. And the other movement that you would do is hit up and side hop twice to the left, and then hold down, and then kind of align and back walk all the way over to here, and then just backflip into the text box, which my angle was a little bit bad. Both of that, as you could see, was not the best movement. I'm a little tired, but you kind of get the idea. It's not too complicated, and with practice you can get both of those fairly consistently. So then when you're going to walk in the shop, you don't want to touch anything, you just want to mash A. Then you're going to go and select the shield, and after you buy it, you're going to hold down a bit to walk. So if you notice, like, Link took a few steps there, you can kind of really milk that, I guess you would say, like, but you don't want to go too far, because, like, you can actually, like, exit the loading zone of the shield. So, like, you'll notice the shield is gone off the rack, but, like, Link hasn't actually received it yet. So if I wanted, I'll make a save state, I could just exit and come back in, and, like, they'd have the shield. I never would have bought it. So what you do when that happens is, like, try to avoid that, just kind of pull back a bit, but, like, you only want to walk down a bit before the shield loads, because it only saves you a bit of time, and otherwise you'd lose time there. From there, you're just going to do a little side hop here, and then you're going to equip your shield. And then you're just going to talk to Mido. A lot of people equip the shield in the store. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that, just because if you don't talk to Mido, if you talk to Mido without a shield, he will, like, whine a lot about kind of you not having the right equipment to talk to the Deku tree. So this way, I, like, know that I have the shield, but most people equip it in the store. Okay, so from here, if you were to walk into the Deku tree cutscene normally, like so, Link would kind of just sort of jog in. But Link's, like, kind of speed of entering this cutscene is, like, based on the speed that he is entering the cutscene. So like how he will kind of act in the cutscene depends on, like, how he was. So if I, like, jump slash, you see, like, I kind of ran a bit as opposed to, like, this where Link kind of jogged pretty slowly. So people figured out that, like, if you were to do a really quick jump slash right here, one sec, let me do it. This takes, like, a very kind of quick slash. You get to kind of bounce all the way down there. And this is only worth it if you can do it quickly. So, like, if you're walking and you're kind of like, okay, oops. Like, see, even that roll, like, made that basically not worth it. So, only do this if you can. Like, it's kind of really cool to see. And as you can see, like, the distance Link moves down is affected by how close you are to the cutscene trigger. So, like, this is pretty close. So when I do it, Oh no, N64 restarted. So when I do it like this, Link moves really far down, but if I did it farther back, he wouldn't do that. So if you want to just see the input, like it's kind of Z targeting and then side hop in the left and really quick B, like really quick B. If you're not getting it, it's because your B is like that. Like it has to be basically like on the same frame. Like see those ones like didn't work? It's because it has to be, like I think it's a frame perfect slash. I'm not totally sure. Anyway, that just saves you like half a second or something. And from there, like there's one last little tidbit I guess I'd give you. Is right as the Deku Tree scene is ending, you want to be holding up right, because like Link's camera angle is probably going to be not aligned with the Deku Tree mouth, and you want to be back walking into that. So like I'm holding up right, and now I'm going to do a roll to kind of align, and then I turn around. And right here you would split on your Enter Deku Tree split. And that's basically the end of the video. You learned how to do the bottle and you learned how to do Enter Deku Tree. This is one of the simpler videos, but now we're entering the Deku Tree, and the next two videos are going to be really complicated because most of the tricks, the hardest tricks in this run, I feel, a lot of them take place in the Deku Tree. Or not the hardest tricks, but there's just so many tricks that occur in the Deku Tree that you need to know. So it's really quite a complicated dungeon. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to check out the other videos in this tutorial series. Follow my Twitch channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and kind of spread this, share this to friends, you know, if you found it helpful. The only other thing I can think of is if you had any kind of questions about any of these strategies or wanted advice, make sure to kind of leave me a Twitch message or a comment below or anything, and I'll respond to it as soon as possible. So thanks for watching a lot. See you guys.